When it was announced that Hitman was getting a new map, there was definitely some skepticism regarding its quality. Is it going to be linear like Carpathia? Is it going to be small and simple like the Training Level or Hawke's Bay? Is it going to be an all-hostile zone like Colorado? All sorts of speculation, and when you step off the boat for the first time in Ambrose Island, it didn't really dispel those fears. Buildings that resemble Mumbai, a closed-off linear feeling beginning, NPCs spouting exposition as the only way forward heads into the Santa Fortuna jungle, it didn't seem promising. But honestly, that was about the worst of it. Ambrose Island certainly has its points of inspiration. The jungle of Santa Fortuna, the slums of Mumbai, the underground caves, like scale. Generally things that have stirred controversy and caused navigation confusion, but here it mostly works. The forest is smaller and connects to more of the map than Santa Fortuna does. The town area isn't as sprawling, and with the limited verticality, it's less confusing to navigate. And the tunnels in the colonial ruins, well, they're still tunnels, and can be confusing at times. But in short, they simplified map elements. No big sprawling jungle, no large winding town, even the pirate fortress is relatively small and simple, and it works for the map. On top of that, there's all sorts of waterways that create connections between areas and create backdoor entrances, and a connection between the militia base and the pirate base makes accessing any single part of the map fairly simple. It's got a number of exits, most requiring keys, which allows for an easy exfil, and the GPS exit is an interesting approach that gives more flexibility in exit points, even if it's not the fastest exit. These are all pretty good things, but where the map has its problems is in the too similar looking nature of the town areas, and lots of topography that prevents silent takedowns.
Aw, you son of a bitch.
Given its Hitman, there are targets to eliminate, and Ambrose Island has a standard order of 2 targets plus an objective. Crest, a former Lucas Gray associate and militiaman, acts as a roamer target, and Akka, a general pirate with an ICA bounty, acts as the fortress dweller. It's a bit of a refreshing change in target profiles. The mission focuses on the practicality for the sake of future missions instead of targeting these global bad guys who are bad. Meanwhile, we're given the choice between a destroy the MacGuffin objective and a collect the MacGuffins objective, though fortunately neither of these has you digging up cigar boxes. Oh. It's a nice change. You can destroy the objective, disable it, or collect access cards, giving more flexibility depending on your route. It also seems that a lot of focus went into kill setups that use elements of the environment. For example, getting Crest up to the antenna puts you in a position to use an electric hazard, propane tank, or bridge to take him out. And that's not to mention all the gas barrels and open beverages around. What these abundant opportunities replace are those cinematic assassinations that exist in most every other level. While a cinematic doesn't make a target extra dead, it certainly feels more impressive, or at least dramatic. And the lack of any of those in Ambrose Island makes the assassinations feel somewhat trivial. Maybe it will get added later, but at the time of writing this, the map also doesn't have defined mission stories. Which I like. It makes it feel like Hitman 2016. You're not being held by the hand, you're figuring it out. The difference is that a number of these mission stories had those cinematic endings, and while there are definitely storylines in Ambrose Island that act as de facto story missions, it's a little unclear to know when or how they should end. Still, it feels like a regular Hitman map, and they made sure to add a number of callbacks to other levels and little Easter eggs, like Orson, who, if you forgot about him, you probably remember him now. A few other recurring characters make appearances as well. All in all, it feels like IOI really wanted this to be a Hitman map. The safe and tested philosophy in designing the targets, the simplified and accessible map design that doesn't make the level feel too closed off, and the probably too many references to existing characters all work to make it feel ingrained in the Hitman world. It seems they felt the success and acceptance of the map would be dependent on the player's ability to succeed. Most maps have opportunities that require an item, and that item may be far from the opportunity. Ambrose Island has requisite items close to, if not next to, the place where it's needed. Crafting items at the crafting station, all the tools needed to destroy the objective, keys next to their respective exits, and an all-in-one electrocution room work to make it as easy as possible to give the player the tools to succeed. It makes for a solid, fun map. The kind of map that's fun to run around in, mess with the characters, and explore around, even if you're able to exhaust everything there is to do pretty quickly. For me, some maps don't get played after all the challenges are complete. Others get revisited despite being completed and replayed 100 times. If I had to guess, I think Ambrose Island will fit into the second category. It's an accessible map with a ton of options and concise areas, all while not feeling too much like a tutorial map. I'd say it ranks anywhere from pretty good to nice job.
Oh, you're sneaking! How awkward. Tell you what, let's just pretend like I didn't see you.